We can make it through the gates if we just hate what he hates, forget being great. Only way to be great, take the last plate. And when it's time to be portrayed, take first place. Staying upside down with the world cool. Travel outside the bounds of the world rules. It's in rules that never move, don't be a fool. If you smooth with the tool, you can make it through. The only way to love life is to get cash. Then you free to travel everywhere in a flash. That's the lie that we chase, but we never catch. My dog 20 years in, he ain't did it yet. 40-hour work week, killing all the cattle. They say we already won, but we die in battle. Many men wishing death upon their own self, cause them sins catching up and they don't want help.
Welcome to another Root Podcast. This is Brother Jims. How you all doing tonight? I'm excited. The root of the reality of our truths is what it's called. But what I have to do real quick, I need to do something to bring our people in from Zoom. I just thought about it, guys. I didn't bring y'all in from Zoom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to on the computer, the mic. So y'all will be in. Let me make sure. I hope this works while I'm live, because I want you guys to be able to speak. All right. This is going to sound a little bit different. No, I think we'll be all right. Let me see. All right. Yeah, we'll be all right. So, all right, cool. So you guys will talk from there and it'll be all right. We're going to be all right. We're going to be fine. Huh? It's not the end of the world. We're going to get this thing right. But tonight, this is episode 7, but this is going to be our last episode of The Root. I didn't think y'all knew that, but I'm letting you guys know that now because we're starting on something else next week. So tonight, our last episode of The Root, and tonight is called Ask Better Questions. Y'all heard that? Ask better questions. Asking better questions. Oh, how is this related to the Bible? How is this related to the Bible, guys? Y'all want to talk to me real quick? How is asking better questions related to the Bible?
Wisdom.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that half a word.
Wisdom. If you ask better questions.
Okay.
That comes from wisdom, which comes from the Bible.
All right. Comes from wisdom. Asking better questions come from wisdom. All right. Is it important to ask better questions?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Are y'all noticing I'm not just saying ask questions, right? I'm just saying ask better questions. What is an example of like asking not just a question, but a better question? Can y'all give me some examples real quick of what it means to ask a better question?
One that includes details.
Okay. I want an example of asking a better question.
God. So like saying,
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you can go ahead. Go.
I was gonna say God, asking God what are the 7 angels of the churches? Are they angels or are they pastors?
What? That's good though. I like it. Are they angels or pastors? You know what God would say, right? You haven't, huh?
Dig deep.
God gonna be like, what did I tell you in that Bible? Yo, this is important though. This is like one of the parts of our walk when we start asking better questions to either get us to go to another level of maturity in the faith. Let me show y'all why I say that. So can somebody grab Isaiah 1:18 real quick and read it? Isaiah 1:18. Who got it?
I got it.
All right.
Come now, let us settle the matter, says the Lord. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they are red as crimson, they shall be like wool.
So God, in the first part of this, he says, come now, let us reason. Let us settle this matter. Let us sit down. And I know like you a sinful creature and all this kind of stuff. But as we sit down, we talked about this a little bit, like evaluation and stuff, reset. Y'all remember talking about as we sit down and we evaluate and go over some stuff, I can make your sins as white as snow. Y'all got that? So what did God want us to do in this particular? Come and let us reason. Let us settle this matter. Let us sit down and reason together. Let's just talk in general for a little bit. Y'all ever been in come on, we from the world, right? You ever been on a date and you knew by the conversation that it wasn't going nowhere? Who understand? What was some of the signs that you saw that it wasn't going anywhere?
No interest.
What was coming from their mouth?
All right, interest. TT, what'd you say? What was coming from their mouth?
Yeah, the answer that was coming from their mouth. Like, now, I can tell you right now, this ain't going nowhere.
It was
I have to work too hard. You know,
it was getting worse and worse the more they talked.
man, yeah. I almost just walked out. But you know what I pay the bill, so I beat you today.
Go in there, man. What you need? No, stay in there for real. Huh? So no, that's real though. You could be there and then like, what are some of the stalest or questions that you could be asked on a first date that just give you like the what are some of those?
Back to my house, nah. That one.
Bruh.
How much money you make?
How much money you make? Y'all understand that though? Y'all know that we have a pre-programmed way of like asking questions when we go on dates and stuff. If you have like a little personality. What do you like to do? Yeah, y'all understand, huh? What's some other ones?
What's your favorite color?
What's your favorite color? What else? What was that?
What's your zodiac sign?
What's your zodiac sign? What else y'all saying? Where you from?
What part?
What part?
How many kids you got?
Why are those basic questions like they're either it depends on personality with the person too? Why are those questions so surface?
Don't take any thought.
It don't take thought. So
and it doesn't go anywhere. That's like the end of the conversation as soon as you answer it.
Yeah, most people, especially if it's the first one, you're not trying to get into nothing
But-
serious. People have that stigma that you gotta wait till later before you kind of divulge all the extra stuff.
watch this. Would this be a better question on a first date? What can we do tonight to make this the best experience of your life? Huh? Is that better? Like I ain't finna ask your colors. I ain't gonna ask none of this stuff. But what can we do tonight to make this the best experience of your life? What did that just do?
Make me think.
Make me think, yep.
Right. It piqued your interest, is making you think and
Giving you options.
give you options. Where now, yeah, it's in your court, right? So now there's a twist in that from the where you from, where you grow up, how much money you make, what's your favorite color. But the twist in that is now I have to actually really dig deep into who I actually am. Y'all heard what I said?
Yeah, because you try to see what you're interested in, but what also makes it interest for them.
Right. That's Ace. That's just like if somebody asks you, they like, let's go stream video games all night. And they be like, yes, let's do it. Like that's your soulmate.
I wouldn't say all that.
Let's play video games all night long. Okay, that's gonna be great. Yo, no, but something happens when you ask a better question. It automatically goes to a deeper place. Automatically. I remember one of the first questions I asked my wife. Do you remember the question I asked you, babe? When I met you? Where she at? She don't be ignoring me. Where you at? Go ahead, Michael, until she come back on here.
I was gonna say that's true because I just asked somebody last night. I was like, what's one thing you wish more people knew about you? And it took it to a whole nother, like the conversation got real deep. It was good.
That's right. See what happens though? The connection grows because now there's a explosion that happens in someone else's heart. There's not like fireworks exploding, but y'all get what I'm saying. It's something that happens when you ask a deeper question, right? It's the same thing with us with God. We'll talk about this in a minute. We're gonna get in the Bible in a minute, but I'm trying to set it up so we understand why this asking a better question is so important, right? Because a lot of times Jesus will ask very good questions in a short way, and we're gonna talk about his questions in a moment. Y'all remember, for instance, I give y'all a perfect one. Remember the other night, last night, you are the salt of the earth, but if you lose your saltiness, how can you be made salty again? Remember that question when Jesus asked us, how can you be made salty again?
Yeah.
Ain't that deep? That's beyond what's your favorite color. Now you got to think, do y'all not understand that a lot of times when we do Bible studies, we ask that, what did that mean? Like when he said this, y'all notice, what did Jesus mean when he said this? Y'all know them questions we ask, right? Yay, nay?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Those are normal things because the question is so loaded, I can't answer it from the surface. So guess what I do? I try to find a bunch of people to ask that question to, and they can give me layers of information from that one thing that Jesus said. Why am I saying this? Those type of asking better questions, of course, produce wisdom, but it also deepens the relationship. It deepens the relationship. So let's go into some more things. Let me go to another scripture real quick. Somebody grab Revelation 3 verse 20. Revelation 3 verse 20. Somebody grab that for me.
I got it. It says, "Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person and they with me."
All right. I'm gonna make a little joke. So y'all remember them questions them dumb ones that we say, them surface ones when you go on that first date that y'all don't like? Y'all know what I'm talking about? The dumb questions, the person who asks the dumb question. What if they say, I want a second date?
No.
You say I'm not interested.
Yo, y'all hear what I just asked? Well, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Probably would still go.
Get a free dinner.
Something for the world, yeah. Yeah, I guess.
I tell him what I tell Lily. We'll see.
We'll see. Yo, pay attention to what I'm really saying right now. So Jesus is saying, I'm knocking at the door. I want to come in and do what with you?
So,
Have a deeper relationship.
That's right. So over dinner, what usually happens? It got to be, if Jesus come in and just be on his phone scrolling, he ain't coming in for that. Y'all understand what I'm saying, right? Jesus ain't coming in to go on the phone and scroll. He coming in and said, I want to sit with you and eat with you. Y'all remember when all those times when Jesus would sit and talk to the people in their houses at parties and different things like that, and they'll be gathered around him? Can you imagine what a lot of those, we don't even get all those conversations. Can you imagine like what those conversations were like, that people were glued around him, that they didn't want to move? Go ahead, Sister Maria, Brother Marcus.
Yeah, I think it's more about what your intentions is, depending on the type of questions you're going to ask.
That's right. That's right. So as we go through this, I want us to see a few things that is highly important. So has anybody known, I just tell you. So Jesus asked about 300 questions during his ministry that we have on record, right? He asked about 300 questions. And we'll go through some of those, and I want us to notice the heart behind what he was doing. So there's like 4 things that stick out. So Jesus' questions created curiosity, right? So let's look at a few of them real quick, because I think it's very important to understand why Jesus said things the way he did. So watch this. And let me see. So if you ask 2 questions, how and why, right? How and why. What does how and why do? Open-ended. It's an open-ended question, but it's also curiosity question. Let me show you. So go to Matthew. Remember we just said, how can something be made salty again? Y'all remember that I just said it?
Yeah.
How can something be made salty? That creates a curiosity. I need to think, well, because we got scientific minds, we got creative, we got all kind of minds out here. It creates a curiosity, like, what does that mean? Yeah, how can salt be made salty again? And so you go through this process. Now go through Matthew, what I just say, 9:15. Somebody read 9:15, Matthew 9:15.
And Jesus said to them, oh, sorry.
No, you good, go ahead.
And Jesus said to them, can the friends of the bridge room mourn as long as the bridge room is with them?
All right, somebody read from the NIV.
Jesus answered, how can the guests of the bridge room mourn while he is with them?
I'm sorry, man. Y'all making me laugh. Why are y'all saying bridge room? Hey, yo, hey, Ace, be careful who you follow. Go ahead, dog. Yeah, the bridge room. I'm like, what?
How can the guest of the bride room mourn while he is with them? The time will come when the bridegroom will be taken from them, and they will fast.
All right. So look what he did. How can the bridegroom, how can the guests of the bridegroom mourn when he is with them? What does that do? It creates what? It gets this going. It gets this going. Adam, this is going to be very helpful for you and how you trying to, minister to your friends and stuff. Because when you ask curiosity questions, now a person is either they'll get mad or whatever, which most people won't get mad. A curiosity question, it'll pique the interest, and that's a good way to minister. So the first thing you want to write down, to ask better questions, I need to create curiosity questions. Y'all ready? Y'all want me to say that one more time? To ask better questions, I need to create curiosity questions. That's what Jesus did. We're going to go through a few more. Let me know when y'all got it and we can move forward. Just want to make sure we got it. Go over to Matthew 7:3 and 4. Matthew 7.
Okay.
All right, first read 1 through 4.
Okay. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you.
1 through 4.
Okay. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye?
You see what he did? Y'all see what he just did with that question? Everybody paying attention to this?
You have problems and you're not worried. You're worried about somebody else's problems and you haven't figured your own out.
Right, but it creates curiosity, because now we, like Sister Deidre just was saying, like, this is something we need to pay attention to, right? Believers need to pay attention to that. How can you take the speck out when you got sawdust, however you just said it, right? The how and the why. How and why. How and why. Those questions right there are creating the curiosity, like, that is true. Let me think about that. Let me think about this. Right? Hold on 1 second. Babe, can you take her in the back? All right. No, I hear my daughter in there crying for some reason. All right. So when he say these how and whys, how, why, is creating what? Curiosity. Please, while we are doing this, we're going to do a little practice in a moment. While we are doing this, please start writing down some how and why questions. And I'm doing this. This is an exercise we're going to do together. We're going to become better people, believers, at asking questions to minister. All right. We got that? All right. Let's keep going. Any questions so far before I move on? All right, let's move on. So, look at this question right here real quick. Matthew 17:17. That's the one I want to. Matthew 17. Matthew 17:17.
All right.
So I'll give y'all the background. This is when the little boy was demon possessed and the disciples couldn't heal him and things like that. Look at 17 17.
You unbelieving and perverse generation, Jesus replied, how long shall I stay with you? How long shall I put up with you? Bring the boy here to me.
So watch this. It's obvious right here that Jesus is kind of upset. Like a parent, right? Like how long, how many times I have to tell you how long, but what does that do? What did that? It puts a curiosity, but it's also, it's like a marker. It's like a marker, like something is wrong with how you're doing this thing. And I've told you how long gotta put up with this, how many times I have to tell you. And so guess what? When a child walks out or the person walks out, that's right. It makes them evaluate what was just said because you made a big deal out of it. What I just did in these 3 particular examples, which shows curiosity and even a way to create a remembrance, something to go back to, because this was a big thing. Why you do this? What's wrong with you? Right? What that did right there was let the person know something is wrong with how you're doing this particular situation. So guess what? Now you have to think on how I'm gonna do it when. That's right. Oh yeah. Now this is human stuff, right? But we seeing Jesus operate like this for a reason. What is the bigger picture of what Jesus is trying to create with these kind of curiosity questions from what we just read? What is he trying to create? Progression, okay.
People who think.
Thought process. I heard a thought process, and what else?
I was saying people who.
Go ahead.
I was saying people who think, but
What are y'all saying? What? What did you just say?
he's trying to create people who are thoughtful, people who think.
Oh, trying to create people who would think. Okay, I got you. All right. Yeah, finish y'all statements and stuff. I need to hear you. All right. Deeper connections. He's trying to get you to mature. He's trying to let you know this is something that's a big deal. Hey, how can you sit here and judge him when you got this going on? Huh? Watch this. How many people understand that you can do that easily to a gossiper? Y'all understand that? How many people do it to people that gossip? Like on a regular?
I do, like, for them out.
Huh?
That's what I do for sure.
You have to, right?
Yes, because it'll form a bigger problem. And while they're talking about somebody else's problem, you know what the problems that they're going with. So, okay, let's figure out what your situation is before you talk about somebody else. And instead of talking about somebody else, after we're done with your situation, let's go to them and help them.
So what does that do to the flesh when you start to talk like Jesus? Does that make them, huh?
It makes it angry. It makes it rise up.
So most people don't want to do that, right? Oh, I hope.
It makes the other person's flesh rise up, but if you keep on doing it, then it'll make the people submit. They'll know, like, I ain't gonna come to you in no foolishness.
That's right.
I know the way that you want to respond.
Say it. All right, come here, prophetess. Say that again. Say it loud and clear for us again. Y'all just heard that. That is the 100% true. Go ahead. Say it again, prophetess Maria. Where you at? What, you left?
No, I'm here.
Oh.
It makes the other person's flesh rise, but it makes it submit also, so they won't come to you with like no foolishness because they already know the way that you'll respond to the situation. So most times they go and talk about it to other people, but they won't come to you with it.
How many people done put people in their place like that? That's some truth. Go ahead, Sister LaWanda.
That's true,
because they do that a lot at my job. You know, they just hate the job so much they always want to gossip and talk about people. And it had really started to irritate me. So I decided that every time they try to come to me with one of these conversations, I'm gonna say something positive. So it's this guy, and like everybody be like, he weird, he got red hair, he look like this, he do this, he do that. So this girl came and she was like, look at him. Ain't he weird? I'm like, could it be that he just different? Have you ever actually had a conversation with him? I talk to him all the time. He actually a pretty nice guy. They don't like talking to me.
Let's go. They want you to join hands with them. Come on, right? Y'all got that?
Yeah, but it brings the whole energy down, and it's like I can't be a light if I'm gonna keep joining in on that.
That's right.
In the past, it was cool. Like, yeah, you know, that's what we do. But it's really like, wow. Once you start getting wise and gaining wisdom and stuff, and you know that stuff ain't right, it's like, why though? Why? And even if he is weird, why do we care? We don't live with this man. We don't have nothing to do. We just work with this man. Like, he actually a pretty nice guy though. That's for real. I actually be having conversations with him.
Real talk.
But you know, you just gotta, and when you say that stuff, they'll stop trying to talk to you about stuff. Like, man, don't you hate this job? They making us work again. I'm like, just call off. You know, we all got the right really not to be here. You know, they really, you know, for the most part, it's all right job. But you know, if you don't like it, it's a lot of other jobs out there. You know, just stop. If you hate it, just leave.
You know, when as you were talking, I realized how much of a light that you become when you do that. It's like you can become a target in the building because they know you're going to say something that's going to pour water on their fire. They were trying to build a wildfire to go off, and when you pour that water, it's like, oh, I'm the light, bling bling. You know, it's like, it's so funny that when you say those things, you become the target and you get labeled. Stay that way.
And I know that sometimes if I'm saying something to somebody, other people will stop and listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I really do think that, you know, God strategically set it up this way because of how when I first started working there, I probably was like starting out with gospel. You know, like I was different. So now when they, it's like they almost can't believe like that I'm a different person. You know what I'm saying? So it's always a good opportunity, and it feels good to be a light. You know, if he did it for me, he could do it for you. You don't have to be mad all the time. It's okay.
Most definitely. Most definitely. All right, go ahead, Becky, and then we're going to move forward.
You know who's really, really good at that? Putting them in their place immediately? That's Brother Alex. His family will try and call him and try to tell him every and anything about somebody else. He goes, I don't want to hear about nobody else. What are you calling me for? And I would listen to him and I'd be like, dang. And he's like, I guess I'm not that way. I'm just going to listen and be quiet, you know? And he's like, I don't want to hear nothing about nobody else. What are you calling me for? Like, just let me know what you want. And then we hang up and we call it a day. And I'm like, and it's a perfect example.
Yeah. He being a light.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I love it. He being a light.
Bro, I'm listening. I'm not impatient, but I'm listening.
Uh-huh.
When I tell you something, what happened to him in work. I got my beautiful manager. He loved me. He loved me so bad. He don't want me even listen Christian music, but he loved me. He came over today. He said, Alex, how you do it? I said, how I do what? To work like that. I said, I just work. And he said, I wish all you co-workers work like you do. You should have teach it. And I said, no, I don't need to teach it. You know, when you want something, the head of the house gotta be good. But when the head of the house is not good, nobody will be good. You know what he said to me? What you try to say? I said, I try to say what you understand. When the head of the house walk right with the Lord or do everything right, without mistreating or do something bad to the other, everybody will be doing right. That's what I try to say. He said, "You talking about me?" I said, if that shoe fits you, bro, that's your problem, not mine. I gotta keep working."
Mm-hmm.
He just walked away, mad, and he said, "I'll talk to you later." I said, "Okay."
Wow. They don't like that, huh, Alex?
No, they don't like it. But it's true, bro. Without mentioning God, I already say it.
Yeah.
And this guy used to be a Christian, so he know what I'm talking about. Everybody loved him and worked hard when he mistreat everybody. And he's doing sneaky stuff in the shop, like pay less to somebody, try to make somebody work more than the other person. Of course, nobody's gonna give you food because you're not giving food to the people. You
Yeah.
understand what I say?
Come on now. That's good. I love it. Stay that way, prophet. I love it, man. Look, this is a good refresher for us, for anybody who, I'm glad we talking through this because it's so important. Now let's go to the second aspect of Jesus' questions real quick. Sister Season said a while ago, but a lot of times Jesus would ask open-ended questions, right? And what, okay, before I even say what is an open-ended question? What does it do?
It makes you express yourself a lot more. That open-ended question is not going to be a simple yes or no answer.
Okay.
It's going to come with an explanation.
That's right.
Like I said earlier, you got to get deep.
Jesus never allowed questions to just have a yes or no answer. Check that out. So if you come to him and he say, "What do you want from me?" Y'all see that? And they said, "Oh man, you're a good teacher. Why do you call me good?" Y'all just got that?
Yeah, you gotta give a big old. You gotta dig deep on that one.
You can't say I don't know. Why do you call me good? Don't stroke my ego. What you saying that for?
And it's not even about the stroking of the ego. Even if people say things to me or sometimes, I say, "Why you say that?" I don't know if any of y'all ever caught me on saying, it happens. Why do you say that? What do you think about me? Ain't that what Jesus says? What do people out here say about me? Are y'all getting it? Y'all understanding what I'm doing? Everybody getting that?
Yeah.
I need to make sure that we understand the significance of Jesus' questioning. Because the significance of his questioning brings in what Sister Deidre was just saying. Now you got to express more. Now you have to come. So what do you want from me? I want to see. Right? Or what do you want? My daughter is this going on with her and she needs blah, 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 and this, that, and other thing and all this kind of stuff. And Jesus like, all right, I got you. Y'all see what's going on? Why this is so important? Why do we need to have this in our repertoire? Let's just talk about that. Why do we need this aspect in our repertoire? I ain't hear you. I hear two people.
To be more effective in the way that we communicate.
All right, to be more effective. Go to the heart of the matter. What else? Why do we need this?
To stop people from being superficial.
Say that one again, Sister Susan. That's it.
To stop people from being superficial with us.
That was the key. That's the key. Let's put a mark in there and let's talk about that for one moment. Are y'all ready? What is superficial? Sister Susan, what is superficial?
Not getting deep. It's not really being yourself. It's surface level conversation.
What percentage, You know, I don't know 100%, right? So what percentage do you believe in our country is superficial language?
99.9. 90.
How are you doing? And then walk off. Same to you. I done look, I had to catch myself because I've been so superficial. And somebody be like, drive safe. I'm like, you too. And they like sitting down at a yo, I be like, you too. And then I be walking off like, dang, that was so garbage. Anybody that ever happened to y'all?
Yes. We just talked about this the other day. How you doing? Nobody cares how you doing. No, you're just, how you doing? You're not really wanting to reply. You're just saying, how you doing? Happens to me every day at work.
Yo.
Every day. Have a good vacation. They say, you too. I'm at work.
Yo. But what?
Like somebody say, have a good weekend, but you work weekend. It's like, no, you have a good weekend.
Yo.
It's almost robotic. It's like you feel like you know what they're gonna say, so you respond to what you think they're gonna say.
Yo, I'm laughing because like we got a real sick problem. Like, yo, think about this though. Like, think about now being so much more intentional, like Jesus. Like, nah, bruh, I ain't let you off that. How can you take a speck out of their eye and then? Yo, I'm talking about we get more like Jesus. I'm talking about everything around us changes. Everything gets deeper. I'm talking about, isn't that what happened? Isn't that why people wanted to be around him? He made people go deeper. Remember the conversation with Nicodemus? Yeah, I remember the conversation. He came to Jesus and says, teach how, you know what I'm saying? He said, Jesus said, unless a man is born again, he can't enter the kingdom. How can a man be born again if he only go, how can he go back in his mother's womb and blah, blah. And Jesus just started like breaking him down in a sense. It's every encounter with God should be what? Should be what? What are we saying? Real and deep. How often is it superficial though? Y'all got it? We got it. Forget y'all. We got it. We getting it now. We need to have this conversation. Because if we want to see real growth around us, right? The deeper the roots in the ground, the bigger the what? Tree, the bigger the plant, the taller it grows, the deeper the root goes. So we got to start doing that. Me and Brother Adam just spent probably 3 weeks together. We had some very deep conversations. And a lot of times come based off the questions he'll ask. Brother Adam asks some deep questions. He'd really do. He'll say, how can, and he'll just go, or he'll say, why do, and then he'll go, but it requires now a connection to happen in the conversation. It just does. And we need to have more of that. See, when we don't have those things around us, our spirit starves and we become super, Official.
Sounds like we need another reset.
Makes sense.
Right. So if everybody at my job is superficial, and that's where I spend the most of my time, I'm going to go in some default mode. But if I'm around community where every conversation is so deep and layered and intricate, there's something that's going to be happening deeper in me. Anybody ever thought about that? Go ahead, TT.
No, it makes
because, you know, where I work at, I have to be, you know, customer service. And every day I'm planning something in one of my customers. And the conversations that we do have, it be deep. You know, whether it's like it start out, let's say, how is your day going? How is your business? Or, you know, stuff like that. And then they'll go and, you know, give me this answer. And then I'm asking another deep question to where we have this little connection now to where, you know, it's meaningful, you know, to where I can also introduce, you know, some wisdom, some, you know, speaking about God and all this stuff to them. And it's starting to show. So just want to say, yeah.
And they look forward to talking to you.
Oh, they look forward to talking to me. They bring me stuff just because, you know, I'm being real, genuine, and then, you know, planting some seeds in them. And they're like, oh, the advice that you gave me, it worked. I'm seeing, you know, results from it.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%. I understand it because there could be certain places that I go that I've been going to a long time. And even though I don't know the people, I feel a connection with them just by going there often. And then I'll be looking for that person. That makes sense. Like it just, I don't know. It just is. Yeah, you just look for that person. Like, oh man, my dog ain't here.
it's matter of fact, one lady came. I mean, she's like, I was just in deep thought. She was like, oh, you're not smiling today. And I was like, oh no. I'm just in thought. And she asked me a question, and I told her, and we had a conversation off of that. You know, just bouncing, and she, you know, they really, you know, you really feel like you're connected. So just imagine if you put this type of energy towards God and asking Him them same questions, He's gonna be like, oh, so you're serious about this? So let me give you this. Then go do that.
That's right. That's right. There's healing that happens from deeper conversations. I'm gonna read something in Matthew 19. Watch this. Matthew 19, it says, when Jesus had finished saying these things, he left Galilee and went into the region of Judea, to the other side of the Jordan. Large crowds followed him, and he healed them there. I'm gonna stop right there. So he's teaching, right? If y'all notice, it never said he laid hands on these people. We don't know, just by his words, they were being what? Healed. Are y'all understanding that now? Our communication, the deeper we can have those talks, can bring deep healing into people. And I'm not talking about therapy sessions. I'm talking about healing sessions. Everybody understand that, right? There's a difference. Therapy means you need it again next week. Healing means you free. There's a big difference. So I just want to make that clear. So we just what can I say? How can I say it? We just agreed that majority of the conversations we have in the system we're in are superficial, right? We just agreed to that. Now, right. So now we are getting a blueprint on how we should intentionally operate in a superficial system to create deeper healing moments. We got it?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to soon shut this podcast down because not much participation going on. All right. Yeah, you just did. All right. The third part of this I want to go to is Jesus asked questions that were challenging. Jesus asked challenging questions. What am I saying? What is a challenging question first?
Challenge your thought process.
Okay, a question to challenge your thought process. Okay.
Or something that goes against the current construct that you're under. You know what I'm saying? Like it it puts into complete challenge of your current belief system. You see what I'm saying?
So it could,
like he was acting up. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, so it could be like cash rules everything around me. And then Jesus come back and say, what does it profit a man to gain the world?
You know how challenging of a question that is. You're asking a person that is the whole belief system is the cash is everything. The money rules everything. Cash, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can apply that. You can apply that to so many things, but that's a way of, like, I think it was Ace that said a few moments earlier. It's just like these things cut your flesh. Like these things, like totally. It bothers you so bad because it's stinging. It's kind of like when the scripture says, like, the word is like a sharp sword. It just cuts you because it's just conviction, and conviction hurts. Especially like if you know what I'm saying, you're really, really striving and trying to find some truth. Like those things that hurt you. You can argue that's a good place to be in. Me and Cooligan was kind of talking about that earlier today. Be a good place to be in, to understand that those things bother you. That, hey man, this isn't the way that I should be. I shouldn't be feeling this shouldn't hurt me this bad. So there's some compassion in there. There's something in that heart where those things start to bother you.
Right.
Because you could be a stoic person and none of that bothers you. You don't care. You don't care what nobody thinks. You don't care. You know what I'm saying? You're just living in your own little zone. So I don't want to get off too far, but
no, you own it. Yeah, these are Jesus like to challenge. You heard that it was said this, but I tell you this. You heard it was said this, but I'm gonna say this. You heard this, but I'm telling y'all this. Or he could say, will you really lay your life down for me? Yeah, I got that. Will you really lay your life down for me? Challenging questions. So we got 3 sets of things: curiosity, open-ended, and challenging questions. Curiosity, open-ended, and challenging questions. Those, if we let those top three things rule our conversations, we can have. How many people like heartfelt, genuine conversations? I mean, relationships. How many people like those? All right. I'm talking about like really enjoy heartfelt, deeper relationships. So guess what? If you do those 3 things, you will only have what type of relationships in your life? Then, but only ones. Like if you do this at work, just say you at work most of the time, and you just start doing this at work, they're gonna think you crazy. But at the same time, you know how they say real recognize real? That becomes the only relationships that become real. So outside of work, you don't even talk to most of the people you done spent all day with. Who just heard that? You don't even talk to them. You don't go home and be like, yeah, I'm gonna call you as soon as I get home with most of the people from your job. But if you start to, you can find out even at your job where the real are by being so real and authentic in your questioning and what you care about and all those things, that you will only develop heartfelt, real, genuine relationships. But the more you don't do it, you will have tight wad, superficial, nervous, anxious filled. Who understand that? Anxious filled, disingenuous. I don't know if I'm gonna say this and how they gonna respond to that. And I don't know, y'all understand this? Yeah.
Too much about what other people think and not what the total and truthful outcome could be or will be.
The reason I just used all those examples is because that's what most of us is under. A lot of nervous anxiety. This is why our default mode is you too. Safe travels, you too. And the person is sitting down. Right? Y'all getting what I'm saying? Somebody can say love you, and you say you too, because you know you're not gonna say love you back, right? That's superficial, huh? Everybody, y'all know what I'm trying to say right now. These are, if we stop it, like it's a circuit that need to be switched. If we just stop it, all of our conversations will become. This is why Jesus had the people following him, and everywhere he went, they knew that it was deeper, something deeper here. He don't teach like everybody else. He don't move like them. And the reason I just said it, because in order to, guess what you have to do in order to get this type of questioning locked inside of you? Anybody know what you have to do?
Have compassion, care.
Beware, have compassion, care.
Practice it. Keep doing it.
Practice. Okay.
Remember why and how.
Somebody read Luke 5:16. 15 to 16. Luke 5:15 to 16.
I'll give it another go. Hopefully I'll say it right. However, the report went around concerning him all the more, and great multitudes came together to hear and to be healed by him of their infirmities. So he himself often withdrew into the wilderness and prayed.
So Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. Why? There were so many crowds and so many people coming at him. Guess what it would start happening if he didn't go renew his strength? Guess what it would start? The possibility of what could have happened.
He could have acted out in flesh.
It would have been superficial.
Ah, there it is. Y'all know them. Okay, let's talk about this. And I'm going to shut it down. This is the last thing I'm going to say. Do y'all know the most times that we're superficial is when we're at the end of our rope? If y'all understand what I mean, with, like, not angry, just like I'm frazzled. I'm feeling frazzled. I'm just in a rush. I'm feeling hurried. I don't have time. You know, I'm not slowed down. There's no, you know, I'm feeling anxious a little bit. Do y'all know that's the most times that we're superficial? That's right. It's like, but watch this, Derek. The more we don't be in the lonely places and pray, you know, we can wake up fatigue, walk around all day fatigue, go to sleep fatigue, wake up fatigue.
Yeah, because being fatigued is not always a symptom of not getting rest.
That's right. Talk it, bro.
You can. We were just talking about this last week. It's a need. It's a necessity for refreshing and recharging. He doesn't go out to the wilderness to get that power. Then that fatigue sets in, like Adam said, you become superficial, start to go into. You ever been like working in your 12 or 13 hour? You like on cruise control. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you're efficient. You can make an argument you're less efficient. You're missing the small things. But you're mentally fatigued, spiritually fatigued, emotionally fatigued. And the reference that you use of having everybody tugging at them. So in our world, everything, bills and family and the kids and all of these things tugging at you, and you trying to be that light and trying to be at our jobs and everything we've been discussing tonight. Without us going into that prayer closet, into that wilderness, into that post, into these places to get that recharging, then you'll start to become superficial in everything you're doing. All your responses, everything that you're doing, you start to become superficial with your kids, at work, with just everybody you encounter, because you're just drained. You're over it. You know, all of these things we've all experienced before.
That's right. We need to go get revitalized. We need to go get our nutrients from God. The vitamins we take every day is not going to do it. The nutrients from God is what we need, because fatigue is something you can actually operate in on a daily. And that is a dangerous place to be, because guess what happens? You become superficial. And nobody wants to be superficial. But that's what we become. If Sister Susan just said 99.9% of our conversations in this country is superficial, for instance, right? That tells us something. That tells us something. So asking better questions. I can't read all that. You're gonna have to say it. Deidre, say it real quick. What you were saying?
I said superficial is easy. When you get to that point where you're fatigued, you really don't feel like being bothered, society doesn't just let you go away. You still have to do things and be places and be that person that people are used to you being. So if you get to that point where you don't want to be bothered or you need to go somewhere else so that you can refresh, if you're not abiding by those societal norms, you are now the problem. You kind of get into an autopilot mode where we just do these things, we just check these boxes because we're worried about offending other people or making other people mad. And what we really need is to be left alone.
Straight up.
Society doesn't let you do this, but sometimes you just need to be alone.
Yeah, real talk. Sometimes I just need to enjoy 30 minutes to myself. Right? I don't need the child or nobody near me. Nobody. Not even the disciple. He said he withdrew often. I got to get away from the disciples sometimes. Boy, y'all still so dull? Is it like that's how Jesus be talking, right? Gee, how long I gotta hold on, man. Let me go ahead and talk to the Father before I get real mad. I gotta even get away from y'all, so it's real though. This is what we don't want. We don't want to get to that place where we're not present and connecting, and it's in the electricity is there. Y'all know our bodies are made out of electricity, right? Too. We're electrical beings too. So think about the electricity flowing from Jesus to other people healing. But when we don't have that fire and electricity flowing through us, there's no healing that can happen, guys. We need the fire and electricity flowing. Go ahead, Sister Becky, and we're going to shut down. And then we'll talk over here.
I remember being like that at the beginning when I first came to Bible study. Like, man, why is he always done so fast with Bible study? Like, can he go another hour? And not knowing you need to recharge too to come back for that next week. But it's that wanting to know more, and that hour, 2 hours, whatever, wasn't enough. And now you can see a piece of what Jesus was going through on earth. And we're over here, the disciples, trying to learn to, pass it on, but it's never enough. You know what I mean? Like, you want more and more and more. It's like, man, can you just leave me alone? No, I don't want to talk to you after Bible study.
I always have a brother that's going to call me after Bible study. Not always, but, it don't really bother me no more. But it was like, bro, I'm tired. I'm done. But no, we good. He know who he is. But it's funny you said that, Sister Becky, because Brother Adam asked me the exact same thing about why Bible study ain't as long as no more. I'm like, bro, like, we good, man. We got 2 hours we got like 300 videos of 2 hour long videos. Go watch them. But we do need that, though. We need to get to that place where we're asking better questions so we're not superficial people. It'll make us great orators for the Lord. Like, it will make us great at being present. Every conversation can be a healing conversation, depending on who's willing and who's not. Every single conversation we have could be a healing conversation. So I just want to keep that in mind. All right, with that being said, I'm not letting y'all talk no more. I'm just going to shut down the podcast because guess what? We're way over time. Thank you so much. This was the final episode of the Root Podcast. We went through 7 episodes. Go back and watch all 7 of them. Get your healing. The healing is in the episodes. The healing is in the episodes. You go watch all of them. So until next time, I'm not telling everybody what we're doing next week. Till next time, peace, grace, and love. Spend a lot of time with God, a little time with self. T-shirt coming soon from BSCTT. She on it. Let's get it. Peace. Y'all talking about good night. Who said good night?